settle down, and then I'm in gradually increasing it. I can do about 5 minutes of meditation now. I mean, when
Wow.
you, I know. So I just try to, before I get in any meeting, and I have a lot of them, unfortunately, I do a minute or two of meditation. And it's amazing how I have this I don't give a crap anymore attitude. And it's not that I don't give a crap, because I am very passionate about my job and I take it very seriously. But just like I'm taking those lessons about, does it affect me? I think I was taking on everybody else's, and me, this type A personality that wants to be in control of everything, has actually given up control. Like, so, oh yeah, you're doing that? Great, great. I'm so much more relaxed about it. So again, I wished I would have learned this lesson a long time ago, but anyway, better late than never. And I'm coping much better at my job as a result of it. So I think
Yay.
every week is a win. Yeah.
Well, that's a
So not,
win right there,
mm,
right?
but nothing dramatic or anything, but something.
Dramatic. Like wins don't have to be big. Like that's dramatic.
Yeah.
You're coping better,
Well,
feeling like
and
you've let go of control. That's
yeah, which
huge.
is
Mm.
huge for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm taking little baby steps, but steps nonetheless.
Absolutely.
That's
And
awesome.
be proud of that. So yeah, that's really well done, Allison. Thank you.
That's great. Do you want me to go next?
Sounds good.
Okay. Just trying to think a couple of wins, I guess a win at home. I've had a chance to, we actually went up to we got just a small little cabin about an hour down the road. And so we got up there on Mother's Day actually, and I was able to get the entire yard, all the leaves cleaned up, and it's been hanging over me because it's going to be opening soon. Like they turn on the water at a certain time. It's not a year-round thing. So we were able to go up there and sort of check mark a big to-do thing off my list. And then even at work, I had a couple of just wins, I would call them. There was a couple of difficult calls that had to be made this past week to our, like we deal with donors and alumni, and I sort of got delegated to be the one to make the call or calls up. One person had lost his wife, and another was just another difficult call. So I said, you know what, I'll step up to the plate. I'll make them. They're going to be hard, but I'll do them. And I did. And I walked away from both of them feeling so good. They were so grateful to hear from me and just so appreciative that I took the time to call. So, and for something that was like, okay, who's going to do this one? Like there was a really tough one. And I thought, you know what? No, I'll do this one. And I just walked away feeling really good about it. And just, I left feeling good and they left feeling good.
Wow.
So to me, that was a huge win. And it kind of just made my week actually.
Nice.
To make other people feel good, but they actually made me feel good, And so, yeah, that was my couple of wins. And then I guess for my anchors, one for me was trying to get out and have my cup of coffee on the deck and spend getting up early and then kind of getting out my dog out for a walk. So I'm doing that. I'm not, it's nicer here in Manitoba now. So I am able to actually have my cup of coffee on the deck. And I still tend to do my walks in the evening, although I did one at noon today. It's so beautiful out. And I thought I have a heavy afternoon, heavy day of Zoom. I'm on Zoom all day today. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to take the noon hour for myself. I could have kept working, and I typically do. And I left my phone on my counter and I went for a walk down the road and 20-minute walk and came back and got ready and set up for this meeting and my other one that starts at 2:30. So I'm feeling in control.
Nice.
Yeah, good for you.
Nice.
Great, right? Those are great choices because those are all choices that you just made, right?
Right.
And
Yes.
so,
Yes.
you know, those are wins right there, making those choices also. So yeah, well done. That's fantastic. And I was going to comment on the phone calls. you know, a lot of times we get ourselves hyped up and nervous, right? That, oh, this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard. And then look at how it turned out. And so,
Yes.
you know, we changes our perspective then that, you know, why am I saying this is going to be hard? Right.
Yes.
So the next time you think it might be a hard, you're going to have this
Mhm.
perspective now where it's like, no, I'm going to be good at, you know, I'm going to be fine.
Yes.
And whatever. So
Yeah, and just taking that time before the call to set the intention. You know, what do I want out of this call? I want us to
Yes.
both, and I did actually. I took a few minutes right before the call and just took a few deep breaths, and
Yeah.
I set the intention. I said, what I want from this is I just want us to both feel good walking away from this, and we did. Like it was incredible. Yeah, it was nice.
Nice. Did
Fantastic.
you also go to that university as a student?
I did. Yes,
did.
I
Yeah.
did, but later in life.
Oh.
Like
Oh, nice.
and when I started working there, actually, I went to college before, and then I did some of the CGA program, like the accountants
Yeah.
program, and then I landed in this job a few years ago. So I switched gears and didn't go down the accounting route. I did 3 years of the CGA as well, and then I got my business admin through the university, but
Oh,
later in
nice.
life as I was
Yeah.
working there. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's
very
excellent.
disjointed, but I did it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
all that matters. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
Awesome. Okay. Mom, you want to go?
Yeah, well, I've definitely tried to go for my walks. As Kim knows, it hasn't really been the best week here. Last Wednesday, we have this couple, we live in a condo, and this couple we're good friends with, they live across the hall. And Sherry and I had been gone in the morning, and we just got back, and she went to her condo, I went to mine. I'm just going to get a sandwich organized, and her husband comes running in the door, holding his chest, and I thought he was having a heart attack. And he's like, you got to come. Travis is dead. And Travis is their son. And so I go over there, and Sherry is collapsing, and I'm trying to hold John, and the police are there. And yeah, it was, I get goosebumps now. It
I've
was
got goosebumps. How old was Travis?
39.
Oh,
What
my
happened?
goodness.
It was a drug overdose.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
they've dealt with this for years, and they've had him in rehab, and yeah, but I mean, it's still your son, and they still talk to him every week. He always was in touch with them. Their daughter and a family and his 3 kids, meaning Travis's, live in Surrey, BC, where John Kerry used to live.
Yeah.
And anyhow, then victims assistance come. And of course, it's so hard because their condo is in complete disarray because they're doing all this construction. So anyhow, finally, everybody comes over here, and yeah, trying to get phone calls and, you know, find more things, talk to the constable. And of course, they wanted to know, you know, where he was found. And he finally said, because Sherry wanted to know if he was in a motel or, you know, on the street or whatever. And all the constable would say was it was public. And I guess somebody did find him basically kind of close to a convenience store. So whether he was to get there, whatever. Anyhow, when I talked to John the other day, he said they did get the report from the coroner. It was heroin, and it was laced with so much fentanyl that, and there was a couple of other things too, but I mean, he had no chance. So anyhow, the rest of the week, of course, there's been still, I've only talked to Sherry, I guess, once. And John and I have talked just about every day and texted, and because John deals with quite severe depression.
Boy.
So this on top of that, and he's been going for specialized ketamine treatments in Saskatoon. And this drug it's known for helping depression. It should be used more, I think, because it's really been working amazing for him. But of course, they got everything set up. They have a niece that isn't in travel and whatever. So they got their flights right the next day. And anyhow, they were at our place for supper the night it happened after everybody left. And they talked quite a lot that night about Travis. And then the next morning we had them get everything loaded in the car, and they left here about 20 to 9. And the body was not released until yesterday. They won't have the ashes till Thursday or Friday. Then they're having a little service, just family at a park. And then they're thinking they might go all the way to Shuswap, drive there and place his ashes
Mm.
there because that's someplace he always wanted to
Mm.
go. Anyhow, long story short, yeah, I've not, it's been hard for us to
Was
deal with.
was he married?
He had
or-
been, and he has
Ah.
3 daughters, 16, 19, and 20. So
Oh,
and John married.
no.
they basically raised those kids when they were little. They lived
Oh,
in BC. So anyhow, yeah, pretty rough times. And then on top of it all, we're having a lot of crap going on with our board and whatnot in the condo. And
ugh.
John and the president, they've been at it. And like John, he just can't let it go. Like he needs to let that stuff go right now and focus
I'm
on
in an HOA. I understand that. I'll never buy in an HOA again. I'm done.
what is that?
It's
What's
a homeowners association, so just like a condo board,
Oh, gotcha.
same thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, they're nitpickers. I don't know.
Yeah, there's been a lot. We love our unit, but boy, there's a lot
Yeah.
of.
I
Anyhow,
know.
sorry.
Well,
Holmes, I'm
so
not
sorry.
carrying
Oh
on
my
here.
gosh, my niece died of a fentanyl overdose. That fentanyl, and it's
Yeah.
brutal. It's brutal.
It is.
You know, it's just. I mean, if
It takes
they're
one, you're gone.
yeah. Now I saw in the news this morning, these kids are buying, you can buy them, Adderalls and all this over the
Yep.
internet, and they're all just laced with fentanyl.
Terrible.
So they're all dropping dead. Oh, it's
Yeah.
horrible. Oh my God. I tell you, my sister-in-law, still, it's been 3 years. You just don't recover from something like that.
No.
She's
No.
never
So I
going to be
tried
the same
to-
person.
Trying to go for walks as much as I can because that kind of helps me.
Yes.
And try to
Yeah.
my meditation. I can only do it though I'm not real good at it. I like to really good for about a minute. I can't seem to
Yeah.
get over that with my mind, but
Well, I think
yeah.
what really helped me was I like that exercise, the breathe in, count to
breathing.
4, hold it for 4, breathe out for
Right.
4. That
Yes.
one, and then I swap by, what is it? Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. So I kind of swap between them, and I can make it, like I say, sometimes 5 minutes. So I'm like,
Wow, that's
I'm
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
But even
Oh, I
even
mean,
a win, even doing 1 minute, Mom, is a win, right?
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
And going for your walks still when those are all wins. So you have to, we always have to celebrate even what we think is small, right? All of you are like,
Right.
well, I don't know,
I know. But I
Well,
like that idea too. Now, I mean, walks are more enjoyable because you can get out of yourself. Oh, look at that tree.
Yes.
Listen to
Right.
the birds. I'm not kidding what an impact that's had on me.
my
So
my
weird.
my other win was the day they left. Then I had to drive to Foremost, where we used to live. Had an appointment there, and when I got back, we could not find the keys because I'm looking after John and Sherry's
Oh
condo.
no.
and we couldn't find the keys. And you retrace your steps and you look whatever. And then my friend Jill out in Foremost, she's like, okay, you have to pray to Saint Anthony. He's the
Yeah.
patron saint of lost things.
I do that all the time. Please,
And,
Saint Anthony.
Anyhow, long story short, within a day and a half, sure enough, somebody, I think Lauren had pulled them with some other keys off the hook, and he had dropped them in the hall. Somebody had picked them up, and we have little how do you say, flowers, whatever, in front of our doors. And this one couple, they have a little old man that's facing inwards, and somebody had set the keys kind of on him. And then they turned them into the office, and eventually I got them.
Good.
Yeah, but that was a win, boy, I tell you.
It's a win. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Anyhow, sorry, I'm kind of taking too long.
Well,
here.
you've had lots
fine.
going on.
Yeah, that's a heavy
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Thank you. Jamie?
Hello, everyone. Happy
Oh, hey.
Mother's Day.
Yeah, you
Thank
as
you.
well.
Oh gosh, I don't even know where to begin. Wins, what were they? Wins and
Wins
daily
and just how your anchors are doing, your daily anchors.
Well, my anchors are doing good. My plants are growing. I've tripled went to the greenhouse and bought my plants and planted them this weekend. So that's my win as well. I think
Yeah.
is I've
Wow, that's
got
good.
we bought
Yeah.
some more. When I saw how expensive the greenhouse is, I'm like, I think I'm gonna start some more stuff at home. So we
Right?
planted
Yeah.
more of our own seeds and yeah, so I guess that will be both of mine. Now I've got to spend even more time with my plants because I got to move them in every
How big of
morning
a
or at night.
greenhouse did you buy?
Oh, I don't have a greenhouse.
Oh.
I just went to the greenhouse to buy plants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I told my husband my goal is so that by next spring, so whether we have to do it this fall or what, but
Yeah.
I'm like, next spring I want my greenhouse because we've been talking
Yeah.
about it for a couple of years. So
Ah, nice.
so yeah, so we'll start looking for one of those, but just my kitchen window is my greenhouse right now.
Yeah,
So I've got to move
nice.
all my plants out in the morning and in at night and still
Mhm.
freezing
Fun.
at night a little bit. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yes.
it causes me to have to spend some more time playing with my plants.
Yeah.
Peppers
That's
are growing
awesome.
now.
Oh,
My tomatoes are taking over. I've started splitting some of them already.
Wow.
I
Awesome.
feel like I
awesome.
did a 3-hour workout because, I feel like I did squats all day Sunday.
Yes.
Still paying for that.
Nice.
Probably did. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Up and down, and plant some more stuff. And yeah, so
Uh, Perfect.
that's been me.
Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah. I don't know. I'm so excited. Our school does a fundraiser for plants and stuff. So I'm getting 10 different vegetables tomorrow that are already.
Oh, wow.
That was part of it. So because I'm not a real, I'm a small, very small, but I do like it. Just small though. Like, so I can, keep control.
Yeah, I ordered some containers, I guess, like so that I can just have like lettuce and peppers and tomatoes and
Yeah.
stuff right on the like deck kind of thing.
That's
So
what
I'm
I
waiting
have.
for those. They're on back order. So I'm thinking, okay, by after May long, they should be in and everything should be ready to go into them. I started some herbs and stuff too. I didn't order any from any fundraisers this year. So
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
yeah,
perfect.
so
Yeah.
that's
My-
been, I guess,
My stuff on my deck is in a Rubbermaid bin, and then we just drill holes in the bottom of them. And we had a whole bunch, so I'm like, let's just do that. So anyhow,
Yeah.
it works
that
good.
works too.
It
Yeah, I
works.
asked for raised garden beds last year and we never got that far in our planning. So this year I just went and ordered some little containers to, like I said, keep some stuff close to the house and then I'll start my garden in a few more weeks.
Yeah, fantastic. Perfect. Thanks. Okay, just a couple housekeeping things. The Heart, for those of you who weren't on, the Heart course, the introductory video and lesson 1 is up. And every other day or so, lesson 2 and then lesson 3 will come. So, so that is there for you. And just a reminder, if you can join us on Friday, is Fabulous Female Friday, live with Nikki, same time as today. So I will be sending that link out, and the link is also in the events calendar. So just a reminder for that. All right, so we're going to do a meditation, a new one, and it will be at some point recorded and put also on the site, but it's brand new, this one. So, all right, so you can just get comfy. So just get comfortable and supported. And as we come into this place of stillness, just allow your spine to be tall and free. Let the crown of your head reach up towards the heavens while feeling rooted down through your base. When you're ready, if your eyes aren't shut already, just allow your eyes to close and tune into your breath just as it is, without trying to change it, observing as it flows in and as it flows out. Now bring your attention to your solar plexus, which is in your upper abdomen. It's about 2 inches above your belly button. And allow your consciousness to concentrate on this area. Now in this place, imagine a beautiful, powerful yellow light infiltrate your awareness. And you're going to allow this beautiful glowing yellow light to fill your body. This is the place of your inner fire. It's your center of inner power, your self-worth, and your drive. So connect and breathe from that solar plexus in your upper abdomen space right now. When you breathe, breathe into that yellow light. When we connect to this space, we connect to the sun, to a place of warmth. So I invite you now to think of a time when you knew your own inner power, when you felt it. You felt a connection, vitality, and strength within you. Focus on how this experience made you feel. Now, this space is also the center of digestion, where we digest our food. But we also digest our experiences here, and we turn them into vitality and strength. It helps us to live our lives from our own personal power. As you feel into this space, continue envisioning this beautiful, bright, burning yellow light and breathe into it, fuel it, and nurture it. Feel your upper abdomen gently rise and fall with your breath, with your inhalation and exhalation. The affirmation for this chakra is, I can. As you breathe in, say, I can in your head, and do the same as you breathe out. I can. Taking a few final deep inhalations and exhalations, you can bring one or both hands physically to this area of your body, your upper abdomen. Just connect from this space in this way as you continue to envision this brilliant yellow light. Feel this connection with vitality and strength within you, knowing that you can access it at any time. Okay, and when you're ready, take a deep breath in and out. And you can blink your eyes open. Okay, so the question was, think of a time you knew your own inner power, when you felt connected, you felt vitality and strength within you. So I will give you two examples from me, just if you can't think of anything right now. The first thing that came to my mind was after I had my first child, and it was like, frick, that was so hard, and damn, I did it, right? That whole birthing process, like, and I had an acquaintance, not even, her husband worked with my husband, but she dropped a card off at the hospital, and she said, you just remember that is one of the most empowering moments you will ever have, and like to embrace that. And I have, and I was like, yeah, damn, you're right. It was. And the other time I can think of was the first time I ever did my first keynote speech at a women's wellness night. And at the end, I was just like, holy crow, like I can do this. And this is for me. And, I got a standing ovation, but it wasn't the standing ovation. It was how it made me feel when I finished that. Yeah, I nailed it. And I felt such strength and power in that. So can you share us an experience with us where it doesn't have to be like a keynote speech. It might be just one small thing that when you felt connected, when you felt strength within yourself.
Well, I have one in particular that, I mean, it's nothing as impactful as that. And I know I always undermine everything.
You do, always, but I'm glad you're aware of it right now.
Anyway, but it was when I first started traveling for my job, and it was back in the day, and where we didn't even have MapQuest, for God's sakes. It was like, and I had to fly to Orlando, and I had to rent a car, and then I had to get to not only my hotel, which was the cheaper hotel off the Disney property, and then that evening I had to go to a cocktail party at a Disney hotel, and I had to drive all these places. So I was like, I'm telling you, I was like, I was soaking wet getting off that plane. I was so nervous, and I'm literally probably stopped 25 times to ask for directions, but I made it to my hotel, and the sense of relief was, I couldn't even believe it. But I didn't even stop there, because I had to find my way to the cocktail party and be on time. So rather than even unloading my suitcase, I got back in the car and found my way to the hotel where the cocktail party was going to be, and then drove back to my hotel so that I knew exactly, because I had to do all that in the dark. So I was like, I was like, I can do this. This is no problem. And I always think back to that trip when I have to take a hard trip and rent a car and find my way. And, now it's so much easier with, Google Maps and everything. But I go back, okay, you can do this. You can do this. No problem. Yes. So that was my big moment, that I figured I was a big girl and I can do this corporate thing.
Yeah, well done. Totally. Perfect. Anyone else?
Well, I guess I could think of quite a few things. Maybe one would be when I would have big meals for family, and we had brandings, and we always had lots of people, and it was always like, it was a lot of work getting ready. And then there would be this, like, afterwards, I just had this feeling that, yeah, this was really good. It went really well.
Yeah.
And another would be, because I worked as a educational assistant for 9 years at a Hutterite colony. And, and there were times there where I felt so good with maybe my day of what I've done. And we would put on the old fashioned Christmas concerts, and those two things I would say were, and of course there was many with all you kids, Kim, but and all your activities as well. But those were two things that at the moment
great
I did.
Yeah.
So rewarding. I want to hear all the stories about working at the Hutterite colony.
Oh, there's many.
There's many.
You guys can have a call later. Uh,
Well, I was struggling, but listening to all three of you have triggered things in my mind that I can relate to that are very similar. I guess one of them, when Allison was talking about navigating and getting herself to a location, we went out to visit a friend of mine. I guess it's 2 summers ago now in the Vancouver area. She's just outside of Vancouver, but we were going to go visit her son who lives like way into the deep Vancouver area. And she said, oh, you take my vehicle. And with another friend of mine that went, and she says, you just take it. And she's struggling with cancer right now. So she wanted to stay back. We were going to go visit her son. And so I'm thinking, I'm going to drive down there, like a small Manitoba girl. Like, are you kidding me? You know where I'm from. And so she said, oh yeah, I'll give you the directions. So anyway, we made it there. We were a little white knuckled, but we made it to the destination, and we actually made it back with no dents on her vehicle. So we're like, oh man, okay, I can do this. It's just a road. It's same rules. You just have more vehicles around you, more distractions. So that was one that I remember thinking, okay, this isn't so bad. And then the other one, when we were talking about speaking, I remember that for work, we host events in different locations, and we had an event in Victoria where I organize it, and I, let the president know she's got this much time, or he or she or whoever, the speakers. I organize the speakers, and I, make sure the mic's working and all that. And then we had, last minute, there was somebody that wasn't going to speak. And she says, well, why don't you talk about, the Alumni Association, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, like I'm the person in the background that, is organizing. And now I'm going to go out there. I'm thinking, there is no way. How can I tell her I feel sick? Can I sprain my ankle after? Like, I was seriously thinking, can I choke on this? Like, I was seriously thinking, trying to find ways that I could get out of this. And I thought, okay, this is my boss. I need to get in front of the crowd and do my thing. And I had to do it on the spur of the moment. And so it probably served me better because I didn't have too much time to be nervous and talk myself out of it, although I tried very, very hard. But I did get up. I did get up in front of the crowd, and I remember just being me and just talking as if I was talking to my best friend and telling everybody, what was going on. And I remember walking down there thinking, and I think I felt weak in the knees. I feel weak in the knees now thinking about it, but I did it, and it went really, really well. And I had one of our grads come up and said, oh, you're a good speaker. You must have taken Toastmasters. I'm like, are you kidding me? like, are you kidding me? No, I haven't. So I clearly pulled something off last minute that I didn't even know I had in me. So that I remember thinking that was a win. Huge win for me. Yeah.
Totally. That's awesome.
Excellent.
Jamie?
So many thoughts. What do you talk about? I could probably relate to pretty much all those. So let's go with a travel related one as well. A couple years ago, my husband and I were, so same thing, traveling for work. I went to the UK a couple of times. And so the second time my husband came with me, the year before that, I had been to the UK with my coworker though. So because we only get to book last minute, trying to find, reasonably priced flights, because we had to pay for my husband's flight. And so we flew into London and had to figure out, get from the airport to the train station, take the train to Manchester. From there, we had to, so just navigating pretty much all over. And so pretty much just that, like we landed in London, took the train out to Manchester, near Manchester, had to go into Manchester the couple days later, just did the whole thing back to London. And I had been to London the year before with my coworker, so I toured him around and we did our thing and kind of avoided the tube the whole time because it just seemed so intimidating. And the very last day, we took the tube from our hotel. We figured out how to get to the airport. And it was just like this aha moment, like, why were we so stressed about, doing all this stuff? Like you said, it's just a bigger city with more traffic and more people. And here we were all concerned about, being able to navigate all this. And then we get to the airport and it's like, we just, the amount of things we learned and navigated in that trip, and get to the airport at the very end. And it's like, it was that easy. Like, it was just like, we could have just been using that the whole time. We were scared to use this tube, which is really just no different than the LRT in
Yeah.
Edmonton or something. But
Yeah.
it's like, just seemed so intimidating that we wouldn't use it and whatnot. And then just, all of a sudden you're like I said, you get to the airport at the end of your trip and you're like, we could have we figured it all out. I led him everywhere, toured him everywhere, and figured everything out. And
Awesome.
Perfect. That's awesome. Perfect. Thanks for sharing, guys. So yeah, the key to this is remembering these experiences. So, if you have, you want to work on stuff, right? And there isn't a course ready, you've already caught up to me. Write down these experiences. Try to think of more of them. And then the key is to connect to the feeling of them, right? And you want to connect to those feelings when you're feeling scared or nervous, afraid, or you're feeling down. Sometimes we feel, I hate the word stupid, but you know how you're just sometimes, at least me, it's just like, I can't believe I just did that, or I can't believe I can't figure this out, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, but I've done this and this. That's when I felt my power, and I switch it. I feel how that experience made me feel, and now I'm not stuck in that negativity anymore. I've instantly shifted myself out by just focusing on the feelings from those experiences. Okay? But we have to remember them. We have to be aware of them. So that's why I always encourage people, just, take 10 minutes and write them down. If you're having quiet time, journaling time, if whatever. And so those are great things to have in our pocket to start reminding ourselves of. Because it's interesting, as you guys were talking, I wrote down 3 more that I hadn't thought of. I was like, oh yeah, I've done that. Oh yeah, I did that, right?
Mhm.
Now I'm like, oh good, because I had totally forgot about those.
Right.
So, when we are struggling, those are the emotions, those are the experiences that we go to. Okay.
Okay, ladies, I'm so sorry. I have to leave here. I have a dental appointment.
Okay.
So
That's good.
everybody have a good week. We'll see you
Thanks,
next time.
you too.
bye, Glenda.
Okay, seeing you,
Bye.
Glenda.
Take care.
Have a
Yeah,
good week.
you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Has everybody been vaccinated now? I know I was talking to my sister, and she got her Moderna shot yesterday, and her daughter, who's only 30, is getting her shot today.
Well, my kids are getting theirs on May 20th.
That's
Actually,
crazy.
wow.
Look at you on
Yeah,
that.
so they're getting that. How old are they?
They're Pfizer. They are anyone older than 12. They're 13 and 15.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great. I heard that on the news this
Yeah.
morning.
Mhm.
Oh,
They're
that makes
changing
me
that in
nervous.
Manitoba. Mhm.
Yeah.
What-
They'll be
I'm not
12
sure I'm ready for
12
my
and up.
kids to get it. I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
I got
Yeah.
mine. I got mine a couple of weeks ago. So
Yeah. Yeah, I got mine
Yeah.
too. So yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Well,
An
and it seems
interesting
like it's
stat to me to see though was if you look at the stats for Alberta, which they're saying, oh, Alberta is the worst in North America, and the stats for like Texas, who's like wide open, like nothing's happened, their vaccine rate right now is sitting or somewhere around like 40% of their people have had at least their first dose, and we're at like 33%. So it's like, why are, it's just still amazing to me. Like, I was just an interesting like website that I stumbled across that was like, yeah,
well,
like
that's
our
because they're
numbers
all
really aren't that.
Republicans, and they're
Right.
Trump supporting.
Well, but that's what Alberta is too, like for the most
Yeah.
part. So it's funny, like Alberta and Texas are very similar in that
Oh.
regard.
Yeah.
And yet again, different governments per se, but yeah, like it amazed me to see that how close we were in our, percentages of vaccines and our positivity rates and things like that. And yet how different our approaches are, I guess, and where we're
Well,
at
it's
with
worked good
things.
for the Canadians because all these Americans turning down the vaccine, they're got to ship them somewhere. So they're going to Canada. So,
Yeah, they are.
you know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
lucky for Canada. I'm super happy about it because
Yeah.
Canada didn't order enough. So,
Yeah, exactly.
So if the Americans were all
Yep.
taking it, the Canadians wouldn't be getting all these Pfizer and Moderna shots. So
Yeah.
and I heard Canada pulled the AstraZeneca. So
I
Not
don't
that I
know.
know of.
Not
oh,
that
that's
I'm
what
not
my
that I
aware of.
know
sister
of.
told me this
I
morning.
I took it.
Yeah.
I
Did
hope
you?
they
Okay.
don't pull
See,
it.
and I thought that was the only one I was eligible for was the AstraZeneca, which I wasn't sure I wanted it. That's why I hadn't really
Yeah.
looked into it. But most people I've been talking to are getting the Pfizer. So I'm like,
Now they
Yeah.
are. Now the
hey,
Pfizer
yeah.
is
So maybe I have other options. I
You
just,
do
like I said,
have
other
haven't
options
been
now.
really concerned about it because I don't
Yeah.
leave my house. And
I know.
I've
my
already had
sister
COVID in my
wouldn't-
house twice
Yeah.
and I've avoided it so far. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
like, nah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Okay.
Well,
So I'm just going to bring us back so we can kind of
Okay.
finish off here. I have an activity that I want you to do. So we've talked about these experiences and the feelings and trying to connect to those. Now, if we want to activate this inner power that we're talking about, we need to focus on how we feel about ourselves. Because it's hard to bring our inner power out if we do not think that inner power is very good. Right? So we have to start thinking about, how do I think about myself? Do I love myself? Do I like myself? What do I like about myself? So we've been talking about, we gave each other compliments. We talked about what our strengths were. Now we need to think about, how do I feel about myself? Because when I change for the better how I feel about myself, everything around me changes. My relationships at work, my relationships in my home, everything changes if I change and decide that I really like myself. And maybe you ladies already do, okay? But I think
no, I
that
can assure you I don't.
we all have work to do. So yes, this is what we're gonna do. So this is your challenge. And this is gonna be added on to your daily anchor. To spend 30 seconds. 30 seconds is all I'm asking.
Okay.
In the morning when you get up, and you're gonna look in the mirror, because you have to look in your eyes. So if you're giving someone a compliment, you don't look down while you're talking to them. You always look at them up in their eyes and you're like, oh my goodness, you look gorgeous today. Oh my goodness, that speech you just gave was amazing. Whatever it is. Okay, shake it off, Allison. You're good. You feel like you're
This is going to be
Okay.
a tough one.
I know, which is why we're going to do it, right? This is
Okay.
it. Okay, so you're going to look at yourself and you're going to say what you love about yourself, or you can say what you're grateful for if love is hard to say. Okay. Now, this is how you're going to start if you can't come up. I would suggest everyone. So you start by looking in the mirror and saying, I love myself, or I am grateful for you. Me. I'm grateful for me, not you, because we need to say that it's me. I'm grateful for me. I love me. I am grateful for my feet because they hold me up and move me around the day. I love my legs. Okay? They are strong. And you have to say what it is you're grateful or that you love and why. Okay? I love my belly because it allows me to eat great food. Yeah, I know, Allison. We're going there. Yeah. And I have to say, so for me, my bosom, I have big boobs, and I don't like that about necessarily, right? But it's like, I love my chest. because I was able to feed my children. I love my arms so I can hug people. I love my mouth because I can eat food. I can taste food. I mean, there are people in this world that can't taste food, right? I love my smile because it makes me feel good. I love my eyes. I love the color, and I love that they can help me to see the beauty in the world and in people. I love my hair, okay, because it actually empowers me now that I have my natural hair color. And then you can go into, now that might be 30 seconds. I'm not asking for long, 30 seconds, okay? Then though, if you're thinking about it, you can go into, I love that I'm compassionate so that I can connect and help people heal. I love my teaching ability because I'm able to reach people at their level so that they can learn. Okay? And then you can go through all the different characteristics if you want. But it's easier if you start with your body, because I mean, all of us right here, you know, we have all 4 limbs. We are all able to walk. I mean, there are tons of people in this world that doesn't have just those things. So you can say that you are grateful for those things.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So looking into your eyes. Now, the first time I did it, I actually kind of teared up. This emotion came over me. I have no clue why. And we don't analyze it. We don't judge it. We just keep on going through it. But I think it's because how often do we look at ourselves in the eye? Not very often. And all of a sudden, when we look at ourselves in our eyes, it's, oh, I'm a real person. Oh, I'm a real person. I have humanity just like every other person that I look at. So if it's easier before you do it, just take 2 minutes and write down everything. You can write down those things because that just gets our mind going. And then once you've written it down once, it'll help you to get through it. And if you can only say 3 things, perfect. That's a win. Okay. I would like you to try and do it every morning until we talk again next week.
Okay.
Oh, you crack me up. Yes, all you're going to do is try. And if your head is saying this is ridiculous, I don't believe it, it's okay. Right? Go to the things that really you are grateful for. I'm grateful for my nose because I can smell.
Right.
I love flowers. I'm grateful for my ears so I can hear. Like, seriously, we're going to make it simple here. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. You can do it.
You bet. Go team.
Awesome. All right. Any new, are you sticking with the same daily anchors? Are you switching anything up? Any new goals?
Not me. I've got a lot of practicing to do with the ones that I've set already.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. That's right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I don't think I don't have any new ones yet. I need to circle back around to one of the initial ones I said and start my workouts in the morning,
Yeah.
which I have
Me
not
too.
done. But I'm getting there. I'm getting primed.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, for sure. And Jamie, well, we know you're sticking with your flowers
Yeah,
or your plants.
stick with that.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get bigger and bigger.
I'm
right?
literally
Yeah.
just day to day at this point. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. We'll stick with that one.
And that's good. That's all we need to do. And that's really all we should be doing, right? Day to day.
Right.
So perfect.
Excellent.
All right, ladies. Well, if you
Okay.
can jump on Friday, I would love to see you.
Oh,
If
for
not,
sure.
it will be recorded and you can go back in then and watch it at your own time. And yeah, if something does not work with the heart course, please let me know. My tech guy, I'm connected really good with him now, so things are going much faster that way. So yeah, anyway, but
Okay.
I think I tried it this morning and everything was working. So
Okay. I look forward to it.
Check
all
it
right.
out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Have
right.
an amazing week.
You
Thanks.
You
too.
too.
Nice
Okay.
seeing
You
you
too.
guys.
See ya.
Okay, take
Bye.
care. All right, bye-bye.